Look closely at this face. Notice how your stomach slightly drops, how the hairs on your arms stand up, and your brain immediately sends a panic signal that whispers, "Something is wrong." You are experiencing a bizarre psychological phenomenon that scientists call the Uncanny Valley. It is a deep, instinctual terror we feel when we see something that looks almost perfectly human, but is just a fraction of a percent off. It is the reason why wax museums can feel deeply unsettling, why certain old animated movies make us uncomfortable, and why some modern humanoid robots give us chills. But here's the truly terrifying question that evolutionary biologists have been trying to answer. Why does this fear exist? In the strict rules of biology, fears are never random. Every single phobia embedded in human DNA is a survival tool. We are afraid of heights because falling kills us. We are afraid of the dark because predators hunt in it. We are afraid of spiders and snakes because their venom is lethal. Every psychological alarm system we possess was built to protect us from a very specific, deadly threat in our ancient past. So if every fear protects us from something, what exactly were our ancestors running away from that looked almost human, but wasn't? This is, without a doubt, the darkest glitch in human biology. To understand where this defect comes from, we have to look at how it was discovered. The term Uncanny Valley was coined in 1970 by a Japanese roboticist named Masahiro Mori. He was studying a strange anomaly in human empathy. Mori noticed that when we build a robot that looks completely mechanical, like R2-D2 or WALL-E, we actually find it cute. We feel a strange sense of empathy for it. As engineers make robots look slightly more human, our affection increases. We like seeing faces that resemble our own. But Mori discovered that right before the robot reaches 100% human perfection, something catastrophic happens to our brain. The graph completely collapses into a deep, dark abyss. If a creation looks 99% human, but its eyes are completely dead, or its skin is artificially perfect, or its micro-movements are just a millisecond too slow, our empathy instantly turns into pure disgust and existential dread. That sudden, violent drop in the psychological graph is the valley. We saw this happen in Hollywood, when the movie The Polar Express came out in 2004, or when early versions of the movie Shrek used hyper-realistic animation, audiences reacted with intense discomfort. The children looked human, but their eyes didn't reflect light correctly. Their skin didn't move naturally. The human brain refused to accept them. It immediately registered them as a threat. But why is our brain wired to reject the almost human? Theory number one is the biological shield against death and disease. For millions of years, the absolute greatest threat to ancient humans did not come from large predators like lions or saber-toothed tigers. The real killers were microscopic. Plagues, viral infections, and deadly bacteria could wipe out an entire tribe within days. Before the invention of modern medicine, before anyone even knew what a microscope was, how did our ancestors protect themselves from highly contagious diseases? The answer is visual detection. Evolution forced our brains to become hypersensitive, microscopic scanners. We developed an advanced neural network designed to instantly analyze facial geometry and movement. If a fellow tribe member had pale, waxy skin, lifeless eyes, erratic, jerky movements, or asymmetrical facial features, their biology was flashing a warning sign. They were likely infected with a fatal virus, or they were a corpse. In the prehistoric world, getting close to a contaminated body meant certain death. Therefore, your brain developed a violent, automatic disgust response. It flooded your central nervous system with anxiety, forcing you to step back and run away. When you look at an advanced humanoid robot or an unsettling AI-generated face today, they inadvertently trigger that exact same ancient defense mechanism. Your brain observes the lack of true human vitality, ignores the logic of modern technology, and screams a single warning: corpse, plague, stay away. But there is a second theory, and it is much, much darker than a fear of disease. Today, we look around the globe and see only one human species: Homo sapiens. We are completely alone at the top of the food chain. But this lonely existence is a very recent development in Earth's history. Go back just 40,000 years, and our planet looked like a dark fantasy novel. Homo sapiens shared this world with at least 8 other distinct species of ancient humans: Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo erectus, and Homo floresiensis, just to name a few. These other species walked like us. They built tools like us. They wore clothes, hunted in groups, and looked almost exactly like us, but they were fundamentally different. And more importantly, they were our direct, brutal competitors for food, territory, and ultimate survival. Imagine being an ancient hunter, walking through a dense, foggy forest at twilight. Through the trees, you see a silhouette approaching. At a distance, it looks exactly like a member of your tribe. But as it steps into the fading light, your hypersensitive brain catches the anomalies. The brow ridge is heavily pronounced. The posture is intensely muscular and compressed. The facial proportions are uncanny. It looks human, but it is an entirely different, incredibly powerful, competing predator. Many evolutionary psychologists believe the Uncanny Valley is the psychological scar of a prehistoric war. It was a genetic alarm system designed to instantly differentiate between us and them. A fraction of a second spent hesitating could mean the difference between recognizing a friend or being eliminated by a rival species. The Neanderthals are long gone. The ancient plagues that once terrified our ancestors are now curable with basic antibiotics. The physical threats of the ancient world have vanished into history books, but the primitive software inside our skulls has never received an update. We are modern beings navigating a digital world, carrying the evolutionary ghosts of a survival war. So, the next time you scroll through social media and see a creepy deepfake, or look into the dead eyes of a humanoid robot and feel an uncontrollable shiver run down your spine, do not be annoyed by the discomfort. It is not a glitch in your mind. It is a million-year-old defense system built by the survival of thousands of ancestors still awake in the dark trying to save your life. To uncover more bizarre secrets about the hidden programming behind why we do the things we do, hit that subscribe button. Stay curious and see you in the next one.